Good morning. Um, Thursday. I have to think for a minute. Yes, Thursday. I thought it was Friday for some reason, but it's it is Thursday. Um, it's cold here today. Pretty cold. Cold, a little cold in the house, but not too bad. The way our house is with radiators and things, it's it gets pretty in the cold weather. It gets pretty warm as long as they're running, right? So if we have a stretch of cold weather, then the house stays pretty warm. But if it's those, kind of medium um, days that, it isn't cold enough for it to turn on properly. And so then it's kind of weird, like it gets cold. But yeah, in the middle of winter, it's fairly warm. Um, and my husband told me he read an article about radiators and how they sort of came into being, and their location. So the idea was that the radiators are typically like way oversized for the room and the space, because they kind of came about during the last pandemic when um, there was a big movement, um, kind of during and after, to for people to have windows open and to air out their houses, thinking that that was very healthy all year round to have windows open to some extent. And so, yeah, so the extra heat so that you could kind of cope with that, having the windows open. So when we kind of got off that and people didn't have windows open as much, then they actually painted a lot of the radiators to try to reduce the amount of heat that they put out. It sort of insulates and keeps them from radiating as much heat, which, so, you know, kind of interesting that we have remnants of our um, uh, past, right? That we can look and see. Um, so yeah, as it turns out, they're not wrong. That having windows open and um, circulating air is a good thing. It is good, obviously. They think that's good for this pandemic as well. But in general, right? Airing the house out, getting um, not having it sealed up so tight. I mean, we've seen that certainly with other types of illnesses that people get, or sensitivities, people that are uh, allergic or just highly sensitive to chemical emissions, chemical offputs. So um, all of the petroleum products that we have in the house, things like carpeting and stuff like that, give off gases, right? Paint, uh, especially drying paint, right? It gives off different sort of chemicals. And um, when we are in a space with all of that and we're sealed up tight, right? Like we want our weatherproof your windows and your doors and everything, so there's no drafts, no leaks. I mean, that's a good thing in terms of energy efficiency, but in terms of um, good air to breathe, it's not great, right? We want to actually exchange that air and move it through, so that we are breathing the fresh air and spending time outside, right? That's also important, because if you have a fairly modern house where things are tight and you don't have a lot of air exchange, having the windows open, you know, spending some time outside, it's important. You don't want to be breathing that same air over and over again. Um, so, right? Breathe fresh air. It's important. Um, it's especially important, right? If we, and I think that's one of the things that make the idea of having yoga class when we are worried about the air quality and sharing air with other people, because yoga is so much about breathing and deep breathing and making sure that you're taking in a lot of air. You want to make sure that the air that you're breathing is of good quality, and that you aren't concerned with people around you and what kind of what kind of things they might be putting into the air. So um, we definitely it's a good reason to do it at home, or do it in a place that is more ventilated. Good morning, Dora, and good morning, Sandra. Um, so yeah, that's that's a thing. Breathe, breathe. Um, you know, fresh air. Um, breathe deeply, and get some fresh air into your house. It's a great thing. Like if you have a windy day, it doesn't take long. Open one window on one side of the house, one window on the other, and you'll see that very quickly it will uh, it will cool down. It will also clear out any uh, any air that's lingering around. Okay, so let's not. We're not going to do a bunch of yoga today. I woke up kind of feeling a bit off. Still have kind of a headache, so we're just going to do a little yoga today because um, not every day is the same, right? So some days we feel like doing a lot, some days maybe not so much. So um, I think we're just going to do some breathing. We'll do a little stretching, and then I think maybe we'll do a yoga nidra, because that's a nice thing on a day where you don't necessarily want to be moving around too much. So let's do some pranayama. Um, let's do some alternate nostril breathing. So um, the idea with this is that we have two channels, right? Two channels of energy that go up and down the spine, and they're connected to the nostrils, right? Um, and I don't have any proof of this, but what what they say in Ayurveda is that we're breathing more on one side than the other at different times during the day, and at different in different situations. So if we have some imbalances in the body, we might actually generally be breathing out of only one side instead of the other. And then clearly, if you have in this type of weather, a lot of times we'll have clogs, in the nose or something, and then we're sort of forced to breathe mainly out of one side. Um, so the alternate nostril breathing is a way to kind of clear out that whole um, system and make sure that we can access both sides of breathing. So we do a little, on one side and the other, and it just kind of tunes up that area and clears it out. Um, so we're going to sit up, giving yourself plenty of room, nice open chest, and then right hand. Um, so a lot of times I use the thumb and the pinky finger, or maybe you use the thumb and the fourth finger. We're going to bring the thumb onto the right nostril and the other finger onto the other side. Something I usually rest the middle finger sort of on your forehead. And then the thing to remember with this is we do a full inhale and an exhale, and then close off that side and do the other. So we'll start with the right. Inhale and exhale. closing off the right. Inhale, exhale, close off the left, switch, inhale through the right, exhale, and switch. And you can just keep breathing then, same way for a few more rounds. The only thing you have to remember with this is to block off an inhale and an exhale, and then block that side off, and we move on to the next side. And just going back and forth that way, and trying to keep it sort of a long and relaxed breath, but it doesn't have to be elongated. Um, Breathing about the same inhales and exhales. So that's sort of equal breathing. And this is a great thing to do if you are having any sinus issues, sinus pressure. It's sometimes you'll find that things start loosening up, and you may have um, drainage and things sort of moving around once you're doing this. So it's a good practice anytime, this time of year especially, right? When you're if you're feeling like you've got a bit of a cold coming on, or kind of stuffiness or pressure in the sinus area. And then just come back to regular breath, and see how that feels. I find that alternate nostril breathing always gives me some energy. I always feel a little more energized when I do that. Okay, so let's just do a little warm up. Breath in, and then just let the head hang down. And relax everything else, shoulders, arms. Let the hands relax. And then lifting the chin, keep lifting, head drops back. And then head back to center, breath in, lowering the head to the right. Then back up, lowering to the left. Back up. Let's walk the hands out in front. Back up. Hands behind, squeeze the shoulders together. Gaze up. Back up to your seat. Let's do goalpost arms. Take a deep breath and then exhale. We're twisting to the right. Moving back to center, breath in, twisting on an exhale. And then back to center. Let's bring the right hand on the left knee, left arm behind you, sit up tall and twist. Back to center, switch sides, twist. And then back to center. Soles of the feet together. Sit up tall. Take a breath. Lean forward. Coming back up, let's bring the left leg under with the knee pointing out. We're going to cross the right leg over. Sure we are. It doesn't feel like we're going to really do that today. A little bit. Take a breath and fold. Feel that stretch, outer side here. Might not take much to do it, right? And then we're going to switch it around. Right leg is under, left leg on top. Take a breath and fold over. Back up, straighten the legs out. Point and flex the feet. And rotate through the ankles, one way and the other. Take a deep breath, lift the arms, and then we're folding forward. You might have a bend in the knees here. That's fine. Come on back up. Let's bend the knees. Soles of the feet together again. Sit up tall. Fold. Back up. Lift the knees. Catch a hold of the toes or the feet. Lean back a little. Steady here and extend. Breathe. And then set your feet back down. We're going to lower down onto the mat. Get comfortable. Take a few breaths. And then extending the legs. And arms by your side. We're just going to get comfortable here. And then moving into Yoga Nidra. You want to get comfortable. So if you don't feel good, if you need to move the legs around, or sometimes having legs extended doesn't feel great, maybe you want to bend the knees and bump them together, walk the feet out to the edges of the mat. If that feels more relaxing, especially on the lower back, you just want to find a place where you feel at peace. Hopefully you're warm enough, right? Laying on the floor. If not, you can get a blanket and cover up a little bit. Get comfortable. Maybe get a pillow. Sounds like I'm setting you up for nap time, but it can help, right? If you feel distracted by your body, if you feel like you're really focusing on the sensations because you're cold or uncomfortable, then you're not going to feel very relaxed. So whatever you need to do to get there. So lying on the mat, breathing, relaxing. You want to stay still during Yoga Nidra so your body and your brain have a chance to fully relax. But if you don't feel comfortable and you need to move around, go for it. You can change positions or do whatever you need. Keep your eyes closed. So closing your eyes is a really powerful way to kind of limit your the input from things around you, right? So immediately when we close our eyes, we are removing one of our biggest sensory inputs. So when we don't have that, we are free to relax. We don't have a lot of information that we're processing. As you're lying still, relaxing, become aware of sounds that you hear. Notice them, but without becoming very focused on what they are or their source. Just notice that they are, that they exist. Things that you hear without difficulty. Notice the most distant sounds that you can hear. Maybe very um, small sounds. Maybe it's not very loud at all. Listen to those distant sounds. In this space, I hear the wind outside. I hear wind chimes. I don't know where they're from, but I hear them. Move attention from sound to sound without focusing on the source. Then bring your attention to sounds closer. Maybe sounds just outside your home or inside your home or inside the room. Keeping your eyes closed, we're going to visualize the four walls of your room. Then the ceiling and the floor, your body laying on the floor. Visualize how your body is lying on the floor, the position of your body, the clothing, your hair, your face. Be very aware of the existence of your physical body lying on the floor. Now become aware of your natural breath. Being aware of this natural and spontaneous breath moving in and out of your body without any effort. So, all of this time, we've just been breathing without notice. Notice this breath coming in through both nostrils. Notice the sensation of this breath coming in and out. There is a sense of coolness on the inhale. It comes into your nose through the sinuses, the back of the throat, and down into your lungs. And as we exhale, There is a sense of warmth on the upper lip as we breathe out. Let your breath become longer and slower. So now we're going to exert a little bit of control over the course of the breath. A long, slow inhalation followed by a longer, slower exhalation. Notice a slight pause after the exhale. Slow inhale, even slower exhale, and then there is a pause. Feel that urge to breathe come up inside you, and when you need to inhale, please do so. We're not trying to hold the breath, we're just noticing that there is a natural pause at the end of the exhale. And we're noticing that space in between the breaths. So continue breathing in this way for a little bit. Slow inhale, slower and longer exhale, and notice a slight pause before you start again. And then let's go back to our natural, easy breath, relaxing any control over the inhales and exhales. Just let the body breathe. At this moment, we're going to make our sankalpa or resolve. Sankalpa should be a short, positive statement in simple language. Try to discover one naturally. See what pops into your head. State that sankalpa clearly and with awareness 3 times. If nothing has popped into your head, choose something. Something simple. Peace, calm, relax, strength. The sankalpa that we make during Yoga Nidra plants a seed in the soil of your mind to bring about this transformation and healing that we are seeking. Say to yourself, I am practicing Yoga Nidra. I am awake and I am relaxed. We're going to move through the body, bringing awareness to all the different parts of the body. As soon as you hear them named, you can say the name of the part to yourself. Feel that part of your body, but don't move. Just stay where you are. The practice begins on the right side. Right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Left hand, thumb, right finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Moving to the back of the body. Right heel, left heel. Right calf, left calf. Right thigh, left thigh. Right buttock, left buttock. Lower back, middle back, upper back. The entire spine. Right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade. Back of the neck, back of the head. Top of the head, forehead. Right temple, left temple. Right ear, left ear. Right eyebrow, left eyebrow. Middle of the eyebrows. Right eye, left eye. Right nostril, left nostril. Right cheek, left cheek. Upper lip, lower lip. Both lips together. Chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, upper abdomen, navel, lower abdomen, right groin, left groin, the pelvic floor. The whole right leg, the whole left leg, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, the whole face, the whole head, the whole torso, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. Keep breathing. Noticing any sensations in the body. It's time to repeat that sankalpa. Repeat that same statement or word made at the beginning of the practice 3 times to yourself. Coming back to the feeling of the breath flowing in and out of your nose. Maintain awareness of this breath and awareness of your physical body. The body is relaxed, lying on the floor. Feel how your clothing and the container of your skin holds the body together. Notice the places that the body is touching the floor, touching the mat. Notice the heaviness of the body resting on the floor. Take that awareness to all of the points touching the floor, the back of the heels, thighs, buttocks, shoulder blades, arms, hands, and head. Don't open the eyes yet, but visualize the surrounding room. Imagine where you are in the room and the other objects around you. Keep lying here quietly until you feel ready to begin moving. Start slowly moving hands and feet. Take your time, there is no rush. And when you feel ready, you can open the eyes. Maybe stretch a little, or whatever you want to do to get moving again. And then roll over onto the right side. We're going to stay here for a few more moments, just breathing. And then use your hands to help press yourself up to a seat, or however you want to get there. And let's bring hands to center. Take a deep breath in and out. Thank you for taking time today to come to your mat for some yoga and for sharing that time with me. I hope that you have a very good Thursday. Namaste. Okay, there you go. Um, a little yoga, or I should say a little asana, a little yoga nidra. Good for a cold and windy day. So enjoy your Thursday. I hope you have a pleasant and productive day. I think I'm going to go take an aspirin. I don't usually take aspirin, but I've got a bit of a headache today. So we'll do that. All right. I will be back tomorrow, and I will see you then.